Yeah. If you fuck with winning, put your lighters to the sky. How could I make sense when I got millions on my mind? Coming with that bullshit.
Hey, what is up everybody? It is the True Epic Gamer here, and I know it's been a while since I've had a video, but that's just because Call of Duty hasn't really had anything to have a video on for quite a few months now. And I know it's been about a week since World War II's been out, but I just haven't been in the vibe of making a new video. Until recently, I just got my first V2 missile, as you're looking at right now. And I went ahead and put it in the very beginning of the video, so that way those of you who just wanted to see what it looks like, you can go ahead and leave now if you like. But for those of you who are here for my channel specifically, or just want to hear about Call of Duty World War II, for the next couple of minutes, I'll go ahead and put this match back for the second half of it. And you can actually see me getting on the kills to get the nuke and everything. But to start off, let's talk about the good things about World War II. So far, it's actually a really good Call of Duty. I know everybody's dissing on it because of the servers, and the servers, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, they're complete trash. But they've been getting better and better every day, and the one thing that aggravates me the most though is the headquarters just not working right at all. The entire point was that you could be in it with a bunch of random people, and that's not happening at all. You're just in there with your friends, and that's even if you can get in with your friends. Not to mention that sometimes you just can't start a match, you're just in an empty loading lobby for 10-15 minutes, if not longer, and you just have to close your application over and over again. But besides that, when you are actually in games, the in-game content here is good. It's definitely high quality. It's definitely a good Call of Duty. And there are people who will just diss it just for the servers, and they'll just hate on the game forever just for the servers, and that's fine. I think if someone's going to hate on something, you can just let them hate on it. It doesn't really affect the game's lifespan or anything. Trust me, there's plenty of players playing. I think there was something like $500 million Activision made on the first weekend of this game. So it's definitely doing perfectly fine with all the haters. But that was all kind of to be expected because everyone knows Call of Duty is one of the biggest franchises in gaming. And even Infinite Warfare, which was like the worst selling one ever, was still like the second best selling game of the year. So even when Call of Duty flops, it's not really a flop in comparison to the rest of the games in the industry. So for those of you who don't have the game yet and you were still debating whether or not to get it, don't let the server haters be what stops you from getting such a great game. Because in reality, it's definitely a really good Call of Duty game. Now, completely switching subjects here, supply drops is probably the most controversial thing in Call of Duty to date, and it's not bad in this game. As of right now, anyway. I know it's going to get worse, because they're going to add weapons, and I think just today, or like the last update or something, they added in COD points, so people can buy them now. But in my opinion, it was bad when they did it at first, and I think it's improved enough to the point where it's no longer something bringing the franchise down. Because, for one thing, back in the day, we would never complain about a new gun when it came out, like in Black Ops 2 or even Call of Duty Ghosts. It was something that was really cool, and everyone wanted more content in the game. And I understand that now you have to gamble for it, but it's not like that anymore thanks to how Modern Warfare remastered, and I believe Infinite Warfare did the same thing, but I'm not sure. But you can use your in-game credits to actually purchase whatever you want to purchase. Now, it will take some grinding, but not that much. I know my favorite variant that I've seen so far is the MP40 Wunderwaffe, because it looks like the Wunderwaffe from Treyarch Zombies, and I'm about halfway to getting that already. It didn't take that long. So I believe they've balanced the system enough now to where it's not really a problem, and it definitely shouldn't be a deciding factor in whether or not you're going to purchase this game or not. However, one of my biggest concerns with the game so far isn't the supply drop weapons, it's just the weapon balancing in general, because there are certain weapons like the bar, which are just completely overpowered. The bar can outdo submachine guns, snipers, anything, any distance. And even after they nerfed it, they didn't nerf it enough to where it even mattered. You can just put rapid fire on there and it's basically back to the god tier weapon it was to begin with. And it's not a huge problem, because obviously if I'm going to complain about the bar, I can just use the bar myself. But I definitely hope that they fix it soon and don't just leave it the way it is. Along with the machine pistol, that's also another one, and I think it's the FG42. are really overpowered weapons, and they should definitely be nerfed again because they weren't nerfed enough the first time. Now, stepping away from the multiplayer standpoint of things, Zombies is really good this year. It definitely has that classic Zombies vibe that World at War and Black Ops 1 had, and I'm really glad that's back. But one concern that I do have is that it definitely feels a lot easier than Treyarch Zombies. And I know, like, a lot of people are like, oh, don't compare it to Treyarch Zombies, that's not fair, that's the greatest, but that's what we need to compare it to. Because they need to make it better or equal to Treyarch Zombies in order for it to mean anything. And I think they're definitely standing up there. Like the Easter egg and everything, there's wonder weapons, everyone can have them, you can pick your character. These are things that we always want in zombie maps. And the map itself is definitely a good one, along with a full Easter egg and everything. I just feel like it's a little bit too easy with the armor system. It just seems a lot more overpowered than Jug has ever been in any Treyarch Zombies, or just any zombies in general, because you can just take a ton of hits without going down, and this does make it a lot easier for the casual player. However, I will say that for a really hardcore player who goes for super high rounds, this is going to become a little bit of trouble for you guys, because it ends up costing 10,000 points every time you have to purchase more armor after you bought it so many times. And that's a lot, especially when you put it side by side with the 4,000 points you're going to spend every time you want to refill your ammo, which, as we all know in Zombies, goes out quick. But besides that, overall, Zombies is looking really good this year and has great potential. Now, for the last game mode we haven't talked about yet, which is Campaign, it's absolutely phenomenal. I played through the whole thing, basically in one sitting, because it's just hard to stop. It's so intriguing, and all the characters are great. And it really just makes you see how important every soldier was in the war, and it does it bigger than any Call of Duty has ever done it. And with that, you guys, peace out.
You carried the day. Nice work, soldier.